What's up, everybody? It's Andrew here with 765 Disc Review. Today I've got the Kastaplast Berg X. The flight numbers on this one are 1 for speed, 1 for glide, positive 1 for turn, and a 2 for fade. I'm going to start off by saying this is probably one of the more exciting discs that I have thrown in recent memory. This one here took about 1 round of me throwing it to know that this was going right in the bag immediately. The spot that it took was previously my kind of original Berg spot. This is a slightly more stable complement to it, and to be honest, for me as well, I think this is a slightly better feeling Berg. When it came to the Berg, I originally used it both for backhand and forehand throws. Really enjoyed it for shorter backhand throws. I could do it on forehand, but it was one of those that never really felt great in the hand for the forehand grip for me. And it was something I struggled to release cleanly. One of the things you might notice, I'm not sure if you can exactly see, but kind of at the bottom, it's got a little bit more of a pointed or kind of beveled edge, which for me in forehands, I think leads to a little bit of a cleaner release. In addition to that, I really love this because I can jam this disc as hard as I want on forehand throws, and it doesn't deviate at all from the line that I put it on. This is actually, I would say, as far as kind of mid-ranges and down goes, this is probably the most true disc to the line that I put it on out of anything I've ever thrown. That's one of my favorite aspects about this disc as well, is it seems like if there's a small gap and I'm looking for an approach shot, I can trust that, hey, I can hit that gap with this disc. I feel like it's really probably the most point and shoot disc that I've ever had for forehand throws. I think the best way I could compare it is the way that backhand throwers or backhand dominant throwers talk about the Berg. I think forehand throwers will talk about the Berg X. I can't say enough great things about it here. If you haven't checked it out yet, especially if you like forehand approaches, this is going to be a really great disc that I think you're going to love, especially if you kind of like the Berg, but you were maybe thinking, it feels a little clunky in my hand, or I'm not really getting great releases from it here. It's definitely worth a shot. The only kind of drawback that I can really give to you here is kind of similar to what you would find with the Berg. It's not going to be something that goes crazy far. The first few times I threw this disc actually made me question whether I still needed to keep a zone in the bag. The more I threw it, the more I think I still do need that zone, because it's just not nearly as long of an approach disc as a zone. But I feel like from 200, maybe even 225 and in, I'm going to be pulling out this disc all day, and it seems to just auto-correct itself. Like it seems, if my release isn't crazy clean, or maybe I held on to it a bit too long or slipped out a bit too early, it seems to always just find its way right by the basket. I definitely do think it's a slightly more stable complement to the Berg, but it's got that same characteristic where it just falls out of the sky. Even though you will notice that it has a little bit more of a pronounced fade than the Berg, the original Berg has, it's one of those things where it's like it's already dropping out of the sky. So it's not, okay, maybe it's got an extra foot and a half of fade or something like that. Like, to me, it's negligible. Definitely worth checking out. This, I think, for me personally, is probably the most underrated disc out there that I've currently thrown. If you haven't checked it out, please do. It's definitely worth your time for sure, especially if you're a forehand approach type of guy or girl as well. Can't recommend it enough. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the throws. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as well. Thanks for watching.
Could be.